Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a GWE100. It's the Tier 10 German SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Karelia and it's under the command of Marky 12. Now this is the top dog in the German line. It's got a 21cm gun, 1100 alpha, but it also has a very long reload time. Normally it's 39 seconds, but Marky's got it down to 36.56. It's quite slow to turn around and move, and it's got those huge side skirts normally associated with the E100. They protect the tracks from blast damage. Now this Arty never actually got designed or built, and it's basically theorized from what the Germans might have done with the E100 hull once they've completed building the actual tanks themselves. Okay, moving to the back of the map with a T92 teammate. Oh, and he's decided to shoot from the cap area. Okay, now looking for a target. Found one. Wizzy 1115A, Tier 10 Chinese. Fires a round in. Oh, and he gets a hit. 487 off that one. I thought the shell that exploded ahead of him was the target, was his, but in actual fact that was the one from the T92. Now that wasn't a penetrating shot. If it had been, obviously it would have been a lot more damage. And he's decided now, he's just trying to pick his right target to go for. And this is a good thing. I always do this as well. Try and find the best one open to you to get the most damage from each shot. Now at the moment, I think he's going to try and help for that Object 430U by stunning both of those enemy tanks behind the rock. So he's going to try and splash them. His splash radius is 12 meters. Fires around at the 705. It lands right next door to him. 127, but not close enough to do more damage. Only stuns the 705. And that 430U is facing an AMX-50B, an autoloader, and of course the Centurion Action 10, and a Leopard as well. In fact, he's not getting much support from his teammates who are hanging back, and that's probably why he was killed. Just went too far forward. But their team does have help now. There's an AMX-50B and a Leopard moving up on that position, so maybe they'll be able to get some help. And here comes a round. Lands right in front of the 705, but it was very short. That shot only did 46 hit points of damage. And in fact, actually, he's now using the wreck as about 10 meters of extra armor. Not that it will actually help him that much, because of course Arty shells coming in vertically, so all the pushing a wreck is going to do is slow you down and make you a more obvious target. We're almost ready to shoot again. Lining up the shot and rounds out. Direct hit. 330 hit points that time. But it was definitely a direct hit. Now Monkey hasn't moved that much so far. I don't think he's expecting any counter battery at the moment. Now one thing you won't actually have noticed is that tracers have disappeared from Arty games since a micro patch update that went through after 1.6. Now, it may not be obvious to most, but we did notice there was tracers showing on some of the games from early 1.6, but no longer showing on this game, which means counter battery is very difficult because there's nothing to indicate that the enemy Arty is there other than the damage they actually do to the scenery. He's gone to that Wizzy 111 Model 5A, who's hiding behind that rock at the moment. Unfortunately, that rock is so tall, it's very difficult to fire directly behind him. Okay, going up to the Type 5. just north of the banana, underneath the cliff. It's gone to overhead, and it fires around in... Now that was a direct hit right on the corner of the tank, right on the front quarter. Now he's marked the target, but you could see that the aim was drifting. And he's actually turned to the north. Looking to see if he can help his team by hitting that Centurion. It is a medium tank, so obviously it's got less armor than the heavies. And he's going to do more damage to them. But that Centurion is playing safe, hiding behind the rock. Rounds out. Yep, that's a good choice because I think he's there as well. I think he moved just slightly around that corner. If he did, he would have actually got hit. Now, if you notice the skins, by the way, created by Jazzy, she creates all the skins now for What Arty Noobs, and they've got our logos on the side. And fantastic skins, by the way. If you go to her Facebook page, you'll find that Jazzy's done absolutely masses, and some of them are really brilliant. Superb. She redid all of the German line to put them in historic colours, so it looks really special. And another close round on the Type 5, only 184 this time though, but we did get some stun assist. We're 2 down on the enemy at the moment. Okay, we're switching back up to the north. AMX-50B versus AMX-50B, but our guy doesn't have much in the way of hit points, and that Centurion moved up to take a quick shot whilst the AMX-50B on the enemy team was reloading. Rounds out. Oh, double bubble there. Looks like the shell hit the Centurion Action 10 and badly damaged the 50B as well in the process, and he's gone. And our 50B has been killed as well, unfortunately. In fact, our MX-50B was killed by their 50B before our T-92 killed theirs. But it means they still have a couple of tanks up there. Apart from an Object 430U's hanging back, we have that Centurion Action 10 and a Leopard to deal with. But we do have a Gorilla hiding behind one of the rocks and a Leopard looking from a little further to the south. Our Object 430U has actually made it all the way around the southern cliff and is now coming up behind the enemy on the southeast route. We've got no sightings of the enemy though at the moment on this spot. Okay, well, the Object 140 has found our Object 430U. And we're dialing in on that AMX-30B at the moment. And in fact, actually, it looks like the T-92 HMC is doing the same. We fire around in, get a direct hit and a fire. And he's blown. That's an Aslains badge. Very nice. 514 hit points from the actual penetration and 499 from the fire that came afterwards. But I'm not sure it was a penetration, but it certainly shook up the engine bay, blew the fuel tanks and set fire to them. Okay, the Leopard 1's been found. He left the northwest corner and is headed down to the southeast corner. And our 60 TP is now pushed through. Looks like that Leopard is going to be in danger. Oh! Centurion Action 10. The 60 TP is an incredibly good tank. The Polish top tier. If that Leopard comes across him, he's going to suffer. Oh, he's run away. And there we're showing him right now. But we've decided against going for him. We're going to go for this Object 430. Who's hiding in that dip there. Rouse out. Well, it hit the rock face, but the splash still damaged the 430U. We picked up some stun assist. And this is the point in the battle where it really does help actually to get closer to the enemy. Because the closer you are, the quicker the reaction time. We're 2 up on the enemy now. So we were 2 down, now we're 2 up. Right, we've got a Striv there. Unfortunately, that rock face is going to actually stop us getting good hits on him. But we can definitely hit that leopard. Rounds out. He pulls back and... Oh! Kill shot! I'm not sure if that was splash or actual direct hit. It looked like a direct hit. Okay, Centurion is hugging that rock for safety. But he won't be able to stay there forever. And we're marking the spot. T92 will know what we're aiming for. Hopefully he'll also fire for the same spot as well. And there's the Conqueror. Conqueror gun carriage. They're top tier Arty. And we're ignoring that because we're going to go for the Centurion. He's more of a threat to our teammates. And that one lands directly behind him for 333. The Conqueror gun carriage was taken out. And the Centurion's gone. There's only one enemy remaining, the Object 430U. He's taken out by our Object 430U. And that's game. So some nice kills there. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Oh, it's a first class tanker for Marky 12 in the GWE100. Geschutzwagen GE100. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in that game. He got 13. He got an arsonist badge. He set fire to that AMX-30B and watched it burn up. And on top of that, he picked up a Confederate because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks, subsequently taken down by others. And there was 6 tanks exactly after the 2 tanks that he killed. Let's have a look at team score. Well, actually, surprisingly, he did get the highest damage as well, but didn't pick up the high caliber. 4,383 hit points of damage overall. The next highest scorer was in fact the Guerrilla 15, got 4,085, and after that it was the Conqueror gun carriage on the enemy team with 4,041. When it came to kills, it was the Guerrilla 15 who did best, alongside the AMX-50B on the enemy team. Both got 4 kills apiece. The Patton managed to get 3 kills, and then Marky, along with the Object 430U and the Leopard 1 on the enemy team, all got 2 kills apiece. And when it came to base XP, it was that Object 430U who did the best. 1,190 for him, 968 for Marky 12, and 957 goes for the M48A5 Patton. He fired 13 rounds in that game. Got 6 direct hits, 0 penetrations, but 15 splash. Damage of 4,383 hit points, and all of it was at more than 300 meters. He damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 2 of them, and did 248 hit points of damage assist, and 2,562 hit points of stun assist of 14 stuns. On a free-to-play account, he earned 53,328 credits, and after ammunition resupply, took away 26,288. And he also picked up 968 base XP, and there was no multipliers, so that's all he took away. But a very good round there in the GWE100. And, well, it's Confederate, and that proves he did his job effectively. Did get the highest damage. For some reason, you're not getting the highest, the high caliber nowadays, even if you do get it. So it's a bit disappointing that. I'm going to have to ask Wargaming why that's happening.